Gold prices in India have hit an all-time high yesterday, crossing 1,05,000 rupees per 10 grams. And the Reserve Bank of India too has been gradually shifting the composition of its foreign exchange reserves, leaning more in favor of gold and reducing its exposure to the US Treasury bills and the US dollar. Now, data from the US Department of Treasury and the Reserve Bank of India shows that while India remains a significant investor in US debt, the pivot towards bullion is becoming clearer. Now, the changing global environment marked by trade conflicts, geopolitical tensions and concerns over the US's rising fiscal deficits is prompting central banks worldwide to rethink their reliance on the dollar and perhaps double down on gold. Now, India's investments in US Treasury bills fell to just $227 billion in the month of June compared with $242 billion in the year-ago period. Now, over the same period, the RBI added as much as 39.22 metric tons of gold, taking India's total holdings to 879.98 tons as of June 27th of this year. Now, the tilt towards gold marks a step towards reducing dollar dependence, though treasuries still account for a large share of India's reserves. Now, despite this reallocation, the overall reserves remain robust at around 690 billion as of August 22nd this year, ensuring India still has significant dollar cushion. I have my colleague, executive editor of News9, Amit Kumar Ranjan, joining me this morning with updates on this story. Amit, good morning. Thanks for your time. Now, why is India increasing its gold reserves, and why is India, what some are calling, ditching the US dollar? What's going on really?
Good morning, Karthik. It may have to do more with geopolitics than geoeconomics. Over the same time, as you mentioned, that India increased its gold reserves and reduced its US Treasury investments, the dollar has remained strong. It has gone from 83 levels to 89 levels, so it has remained strong. So it has more to do with geopolitics than geoeconomics, with the growing volatility in the geopolitical scenario worldwide. The dependence on something that is a safe haven has increased, and it's a trend worldwide that we are seeing. Most of the countries are moving from their dependence to the dollar towards something that is more stable, that is gold.
Just an India-only phenomena, it seems to be more of a global phenomena now taking shape. But help us understand and especially what you're reading in terms of analyst predictions. Now, we have festive season around the corner. We are already on the 2nd of September, just about a month or so to go for the festive season to kick in. Now, gold usually becomes a preferred choice for people to go and buy at retail stores across the country during festive season. Now, gold at already 1,05,000 and potentially with this trend of central banks buying gold, the prices expected to only shoot further. What are analysts predicting? Where is this gold rally going to ebb out?
We are at 1.05 lakhs right now, and if we go by the projections by most analysts, by the end of this year, it may touch 1.08 or even more. With geopolitics taking a turn to the worse, it may go even further. Remember, geopolitical volatility has been there for the last 1 year, and last year around the same time, gold was at around 69 levels. So it has come that far because of the geopolitical tensions. And yeah, as you mentioned, with the festive season in India around the corner, the projections are that by the end of the year, there will be 1.08, gold will touch 1.08 lakhs per 10 grams.
All right, and when 1 lakh made headlines, it was, of course, the biggest talk of town, and now we are looking at an 8% appreciation on that in just about a year or so. But finally, coming back to geopolitics, Amit, that you were speaking about, and this entire geopolitics centers now around US versus other blocs, and one of those blocs happens to be the BRICS. And of course, we've seen at the SCO the rise of camaraderie between India, Russia, as well as China. Now, what the US has always mentioned as a threat to the hegemony of the US dollar happens to be a BRICS currency. Now, again, putting all this into context, a hedge on gold versus the US dollar, not just India, rest of the countries doing it as well. Is there now a more likely scenario of potentially a BRICS currency taking shape?
It seems to be, and like I said, it's a global trend. India has reduced its investments in US Treasury. but so has the biggest player, which is the third largest investor in US Treasury bills, that is China. Their investment has gone down over this last year from $780 billion to $756 billion. Now, if China too is making that move, and China happens to be the biggest player in the BRICS group, then the likelihood of a alternate to the dollar in the form of a BRICS currency does look a possibility around the corner.
All right.
With the way geopolitics is going, you cannot predict anything for sure, but it does look like a real possibility now.
A possibility, perhaps not a probability, as some stated. But Amit Ranjan Kumar, thank you so much for your time this morning.